And joining us now, Texas Democratic Congresswoman Veronica Escobar is here in the studio with me. It's so good to see you, Congresswoman.
Likewise, Andrea.
And this is just so overwhelmingly sad and, incomprehensible. How could this happen? How could they have been in that hallway for 77 minutes? I mean, It's been pointed out that this is almost 400 people, law enforcement officers with body armor, with long guns.
Yeah. Andrea, I have to repeat once again that El Paso stands with Uvalde. Hearing that gentleman, his rage and his pain, it really does bring back what El Paso suffered nearly 3 years ago. It'll be the third anniversary of August 3rd coming up pretty soon. And so that rage that he feels and that pain is still very present in my own community as well, among many people. And I think the report is important, but I also think we need to zoom out a little bit because the leadership void, Andrea, goes far beyond law enforcement. And what the report did not touch on, two things. Number one, the governor, who is the highest ranking elected official, the chief elected official of the state. And number two, frankly, the state legislature that makes open carry the law of the land in Texas so that anyone can get access to a gun without any training and really a loosening of gun laws that was historic. And it's so important that these reports and that this analysis look at what happened on the ground that day. But we also have to look at the context in Texas, the environment that has been created by Republicans who want to create a Wild West sort of environment in a state that has led us to be the deadliest state, if not the deadliest state, among one of the most deadliest states for mass shootings.
When you speak of the Wild West, there were more law enforcement officers in that hallway than were in the Alamo.
Right.
Defending the Alamo.
Right.
It's just outrageous. One of the things you also mentioned is the governor.
Right.
So the state senator, Roland Gutierrez, mentioned that the governor's not been back since the day after the shooting when they still had that completely false narrative. He's not been back to this town.
Right. And he has been pretty silent. He's very eager to point the finger at others, really on any given situation, including Uvalde. And he, as the highest ranking elected official in the state of Texas, I have yet to hear the governor accept responsibility or bring forward any ideas for meaningful change. He is literally someone who has only used his position to make Texas less safe for its citizens and uses our resources for political stunts. When you think about, for example, the amount of mental health funding that Greg Abbott has diverted in order to fund his border political stunts, we have a deeply underfunded mental health system in the state of Texas. When you look at how underfunded rural or economically disadvantaged school systems are under Greg Abbott. They have very few resources. Communities like Uvalde, communities like El Paso, school districts have fewer resources because the state really hasn't stepped up. Meanwhile, he's always there to politically posture and to perform for voters. The report stops short of taking it further up the chain.
Now, background checks are almost universally supported across the country. I mean, you don't get 80% support for background checks if Texas is not somehow included in that. I have not done the data on Texas per se, but assault weapons. And none of that is going to be done by Congress. So it really has to be done at the local level.
It can be done by Congress, Andrea, and it can be done through an election this November. Really, voters in America need to decide if the status quo is acceptable. In the House of Representatives, we passed sweeping and popular and common sense gun violence prevention laws. In the Senate, where Democrats do not have a significant enough majority, that's why we ended up with the bipartisan compromise that, frankly, in many ways would not have stopped the Uvalde shooting. We don't, in Texas, the state of Texas is not going to pass red flag laws. Mental health funding, I'm afraid it will continue to be diverted under this governor. And so voters have an opportunity to make their wishes known in November. Do you want to live in a Wild West environment in our country where we become numb to this tragedy and this carnage? Or are we finally going to demand change? And are we finally going to elect people with the courage, the spine, the backbone, willing to say, I want to put our community's safety first, and I'm going to tackle what is at the root of this problem, and it is the guns, and it is a system that completely needs to be reformed.
Congresswoman, thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrea.
It's great to have you here in the studio.
Thank you so much.